There was a moment I'll never forget. I was sitting in traffic, my phone buzzing with texts, my mind racing with stress. Someone cut me off, and I exploded, yelling in my car like it was the other driver's fault that my life was so out of control. That wasn't the wake-up call, though. The wake-up call came later, when I realized how little that moment actually mattered. My overreaction didn't fix the traffic, it didn't solve my problems, it just stole my peace. That day, I started asking myself, what if I stopped letting every little thing trigger me? If I could master my emotions instead of being mastered by them. Before we get started, what's up? My name's Nick Jackson, and my channel is here to give you insights on philosophy, psychology, conspiracy, and spirituality. If any of those things are interesting to you, subscribe to my channel and make sure you like this video to help push me forward in the algorithm. If you have a thought on anything said in this video, start a conversation in the comments below. Let's dive in. The truth is, being triggered isn't just a reaction, it's a choice. It's a hard pill to swallow, but nobody makes us angry, frustrated, or overwhelmed. We do that to ourselves. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Think about that. If you can control your mind, you can control your life. But here's the catch. Mastering your emotions doesn't mean ignoring them. Don't avoid the negative. Don't push it down or pretend it doesn't exist. Feel it, but don't let it control you. Picture stress like a wave. If you resist it, you'll get knocked over. But if you ride it, you can turn it into momentum. Studies show that chronic stress not only impairs decision-making, but also rewires your brain to become overly critical and pessimistic. So the next time you're stressed, ask yourself, how can I ride this wave instead of letting it drown me? Reframing is everything. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Start asking, what can I learn from this? Life isn't about avoiding the suck, it's about embracing it. Navy SEALs have a mantra, embrace the suck. It's about taking the tough times and turning them into fuel. Every failure, every heartbreak, every obstacle is a lesson in disguise. And if you don't learn the lesson, life will keep teaching it to you. Here's the thing, nobody is coming to save you. That might sound harsh, but it's also empowering. Once you stop waiting for someone else to fix your problems, you realize you hold the power to change your life. Viktor Frankl, a psychologist, said, "When we are no longer able to change the situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." Even the negative people in your life have something to teach you. Instead of letting them drain your energy, use them as a mirror. What triggers you about them? What do they reflect back about your own fears or insecurities? Every difficult person is an opportunity to grow stronger. Don't become a perpetual victim of their behavior. Instead, learn to respond with grace, set boundaries, and protect your peace. Here's something not enough people talk about: the importance of being okay with being alone. You can feel lonely in a crowded room, or you can feel completely at peace in your own company. Learning to enjoy your alone time is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. When you're alone, you get to hear your own thoughts, reflect on your life, and discover who you truly are. And when you have a strong sense of self, the right people will naturally find you. Imagine this. You're stuck in a frustrating situation, but instead of exploding or shutting down, you pause, you breathe, you respond with clarity instead of reacting to emotion. That's power. That's mastery. Emotional intelligence isn't about suppressing your feelings, it's about understanding them. Studies show that people with high emotional intelligence are not only more successful, but also happier and healthy. Why? Because they don't let life push them around. They steer the ship. Let me tell you about a time when I felt like life had me pinned. It was a rough stretch. Work stress, personal setbacks, and this constant feeling of being stuck. One day I decided to take a hike alone. I remember reaching this steep incline, the kind that makes you question your choices, About halfway up, I was ready to quit. My legs were burning, my breath was heavy, and I started blaming everything: my shoes, the heat, the stupid mountain. But then I thought, what if I just took one more step? So I did, and then another, and another. I focused on my breath, embraced the burn, and stopped fighting the climb. By the time I reached the top, I wasn't just looking at an incredible view. I was looking at proof that I could overcome whatever was weighing me down. That climb became a metaphor for life. The challenges we face aren't here to break us, they're here to build us. And every step you take forward, no matter how small, is a victory over your own doubts. Here's the thing about emotions. They're not your enemy. Anger, sadness, fear, they're just signals. They're telling you that something needs your attention. But instead of listening, we often react. We explode in anger, we bury sadness, or we let fear paralyze us. What if instead we learn to pause, to ask, what is this emotion trying to teach me? Research shows that people who practice mindfulness, being present with their emotions without judgment, are better at managing stress and making decisions. So the next time you feel overwhelmed, try this. Stop, take a deep breath, name what you're feeling. Simply identifying your emotions can reduce their power over you. Think about the stories you tell yourself. Are they empowering or are they holding you back? For years, I told myself I wasn't good enough, that I didn't have what it takes to succeed. And you know what? I lived out that story because I believed it. But when I started rewriting the narrative, everything changed. Psychologists call this cognitive reframing. The process of looking at a situation differently. Instead of seeing failure as proof of inadequacy, see it as feedback. Instead of seeing challenges as barriers, see them as opportunities. As Wayne Dyer famously said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. One of the hardest lessons to learn is the balance between action and acceptance. On one hand, you have to take responsibility for your life. Nobody's coming to save you, but on the other hand, you also have to accept that some things are out of your control. This is the duality of life. Think of it as a boat in a storm. You can't control the waves, but you can adjust your sails. You can't change the wind, but you can steer your course. The key is to focus on what you can control and let go of the rest. As the Serenity Prayer puts it, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Look around you. Are the people and places in your life helping you grow, or are they keeping you stuck? Research shows that your environment plays a massive role in your mindset. If you're suddenly surrounded by negativity, it's harder to stay positive. If you're surrounded by growth-minded people, you're more likely to grow. One of the hardest but most important things you can do is let go of toxic influences. It's not easy. Sometimes it's people you've known for years. But remember this, you can't pour from an empty cup. Protect your peace, prioritize your growth, and trust that the right people will find you when you're living your truth. Let's talk about gratitude. It's not just a nice idea, it's a game changer. Studies show that practicing gratitude can rewire your brain to focus on the positive, reduce stress, and even improve your health. But gratitude isn't just about listing the things you're thankful for, it's about feeling it. Take a moment each day to reflect on one thing, big or small, that you appreciate. It could be the taste of your morning coffee, the sound of rain, or a kind word from a friend. As Oprah Winfrey said, be thankful for what you have, you'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never have enough. Everything we've talked about, mastering your emotions, reframing your mindset, embracing challenges, balancing action and acceptance, curating your environment, and practicing gratitude, comes down to one thing: taking ownership of your life. Nobody else can do it for you, but here's the good news. You don't have to do it perfectly. You just have to start. As I look back on that hike, I realized it wasn't about reaching the top. It was about proving to myself that I could keep going. even when it felt impossible. And if I can do it, so can you. The journey might not be easy, but it will always be worth it. As always, thanks for watching. If this video inspired you, hit the like button, share it, and subscribe. Value learning, keep growing, and keep climbing. Together we'll build a life of strength, purpose, and peace. See you in the next video. Peace.